Nobel Laureate Jody Williams. Thanks for joining us and thanks for accepting that interview, first of all.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you. So there.
Thank you,
It's
Jody.
true.
Uh, yeah, Jody, as you lately prepared as an initiative a letter to Erdogan and for Öcalan as well. After that, to do that interview was very crucial. Thanks for accepting it again.
Sure.
My first question would be, how do you evaluate the latest developments, like possible peace process in
Mm-hmm.
Turkish Kurdish
Mm-hmm.
conflict and Öcalan's call
Mm-hmm.
specifically, and the PKK is burning the arms also, Öcalan's
Mm-hmm.
democracy manifesto to the world as well. How do you see all these? How do you evaluate these latest developments? Let's start with that one.
Sure. I think it's a tremendous act of courage. I know several times he has engaged in efforts to find peace, but talking to the BKK and asking or telling them to disband, to get rid of their weapons, is truly courageous. And it's time for the Turkish state to respond in equally courageous way, in my view.
Thank you. Secondly, as you underlined in your letter, what have European institutions failed to do in this context for peace in and
Mm-hmm.
lifting the isolation on Öcalan? What responsibilities have they neglected, and what shortcomings did
Mm-hmm.
you identify in their approach?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think pretty much everything in their approach is terrible. They have not been forthcoming about conversations. They have not made it possible for people to meet with him. As far as I can see, that is their obligation. If the Turkish government does not want to comply, then the international institutions must push for his rights to be seen, for him to be able to meet with his lawyers, his family, etc. And they have not done a great job.
Thank you, Jody. So you have made a clear appeal to Erdogan as well, highlighting that the
Hmm.
Abdullah Öcalan played a decisive role in this process. The PKK was dissolved, it
Hmm.
laid down the arms, fulfilled its responsibilities, and stepped aside. So since then, particularly in the past 4 months, do you believe Erdogan has done enough for peace? And what concrete steps should he take at this point
Hmm.
to support the peace process?
No, I do not think he has done enough for peace. In fact, in some places where Kurdish people are, he has attacked them. That is hardly a peaceful maneuver. He has to take steps to allow Ocalan to leave the prison, even if he's under house arrest, but he has to be able to participate in negotiations. He is seen as the leader, and he has tried to negotiate with the Turkish state in the past. And I think that he and the Kurds are showing goodwill and desire to end this seemingly endless conflict.
Thank you. So, what steps should the Turkish state take to Öcalan to actively contribute to a
Hmm.
lasting resolution? And in your
Hmm.
opinion, how can European institutions support or facilitate this process?
Hmm. Hmm. Well, Öcalan is recognized as the leader of, the opposition PKK of the Kurds, and he must be allowed to participate. Um, Turkey has shown in the past recognition that he is vital to negotiations, so they should move concretely and rapidly to make it easy to negotiate with him. And certainly in Imrali prison, it is not easy to negotiate. There needs to be public access. People need to see and have confidence that negotiations are taking place and that Ocalan is part of that process.
Thank you. Also, you are working toward resolving one of the longest running conflicts in the Middle East. What drives your efforts in this regard? Do you feel your initiatives are being met with the genuine engagements?
Well, I don't feel like they're being met properly, for sure. What drives me? Well, I'm a late comer to the Kurdish situation. And I feel like I should try to do the best I can do. Um, the world is in a terrible place, and if we don't have um, genuine negotiations in areas of conflict, if we don't have real movement toward changing the way opposing forces interact, who knows what the future will bring? And I believe Ocalan wants peace. The Turks, I'm not quite so sure, but if they had international pressure and perhaps international involvement in negotiations, it would make a big difference.
Thank you, Jody. Lastly, this is very important that how do you feel about hearing from Öcalan, watching his video? You are a great person who put great effort and support for this to happen, actually,
Mm.
and it happened. So how does that make you feel?
Um, it just, I mean, there were 88 Nobels who signed the letters we sent. It's not just me, it's a genuine interest and effort on the part of Nobel laureates of uh, all all the types of Nobels that you can get, and it shows that that Nobels are not just sitting back and looking; they're trying to be part of a positive process that would help in the Middle East, which, as we know, is a very crisis-laden area at the moment.
Thank you, Jody. Lastly, I would like you to also give a message to Öcalan as well, because
Hmm.
maybe this message reaches to him. He might be able to watch this.
Hmm.
What would you like to tell him straight to the him?
I want to thank him for his courage, for his call to put down weapons. It's very unusual in negotiating processes to have one side give up their weapons before the negotiations have even taken place. It's an act of courage, not just on his part, but on the part of the Kurds, and to me demonstrates a true desire to bring about change, a true desire for negotiated settlement, for people to learn how to live in peace. It's a process. It's something you do have to learn, especially after you've been fighting for generations. I think he's courageous, and someday I'd like to meet him and talk to him.
Thank you. Also, if you give a short message to Erdogan as well, because that's very important. What is your call to Erdogan to take step forward to solve the issue to bring peace?
Well, I think so far with his calls, which have been responded to by the Kurds, he has shown a true desire to negotiate peace. But you can't negotiate alone, as you know. So it is now the responsibility of Erdogan and the Turkish state to participate with him to make it possible for him to leave Imrali and be in Turkey, maybe under house arrest if they feel that, but so that he can openly participate in bringing about positive change in Turkey, which would have a huge impact on the Middle East and the world. And I congratulate him for having the courage to continuously try to negotiate with Turkey.
Thank you so much, dear Jody Williams, Nobel laureate. It's been an honor to talk to you. Thanks for joining us.
I always enjoy talking to you. You are working on such difficult issues. Thank you for your work.